Y'all give me a second. I'm gonna go start just a little small presentation. Uh, Y'all give me a second. I'm gonna go. Hold on, let me pause this. Like I said, give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Kofi. All right. Share. Copy link. All right, gonna let me send to the groups. I ain't got time. Peace, brothers. Peace, brothers. Like Zane, do me a favor, man. You don't mind, man. Help me share this. What's a piece of Lamar Pope? Also, help me share this, man. I don't know why this thing won't let me. Okay, there it is. I got it. You know, I can automatically share them to groups. I got it here. I just forgot how to do it. I got it again. I'm gonna get started in just a second. Ain't gonna hold y'all too long. Just a presentation I promised the folks I'll do. Been holding on to it for maybe a month, maybe almost 2 months, maybe. We're gonna talk about shea butter, the benefits of shea butter, how it came over here, how it became a gold mine over here, and also how it's a gold mine over there. Share to a few more. And we'll get into it. All right. This is quick. No, that's there. Born African Unity, Black Underground Railroad, Black History, Wake Up. Okay. I just moved in. That's all I'm gonna share it to, man. Peace, Sister Juju. Peace. All right. I'm gonna get started. I know there's probably lives everywhere else. I know Saber Wujao is in his class. So I know few people was in the class over there. I just jumped out of there. I know there's a few people. Hold on, let me let Voss in. Few Satep and Rod too. Hold on, y'all. Let me get my brothers in here. More promote. All right. So Voss and Let me see. I see Vasa, but it's a tip in here. Okay, both of them in here. Yeah, like I said, I know MBK is live now, and uh, Sean is in class. Yes, Shea butter. Um, is live. Like I said, this is a small presentation. This is nothing too big. Yeah, too big. Shoot, let me go ahead and get started, man. I got brother, y'all help me share the show too, man. I shared it in a few sites, man, but I wanted to go ahead and try to jump into it and get started. Let me share my screen. Vasa and Sean, not Vasa and Sean, Vasa's Tipper, y'all got something, man?
Just
Kofi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh man, nothing, man. I was over there sitting in Saber Ujaw's class, but I come over here to support. They wrapping it up over there. So
yeah.
You said this is about shave butter or shea butter?
What I got on there?
Say shave butter, like shaving.
Wow. How I supposed to spell? Damn, man. I had to go back.
You can probably change it later, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And change. Wow. Yeah, I'll change it once we get through with the presentation. I'll go back in there because I was trying to see if I could do it while I was on here, but I had to wait. I won't be able. It ain't gonna. If it is, I don't know how to do it. But I'll change it. It's supposed to be. Yeah, I know it's supposed to be SHEA. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can change it now, man. Let me see before I get started. But I probably can't because I'm already live and I'm in the thing. Let me see. Give me just a second, y'all. Let me see if I can do it. Go into the YouTube thing. No, I'll do it later, man. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. But let's go ahead, man. Let's get started, man. I'm gonna change it on my presentation though, and that's where I did. I just copied and pasted from my presentation, and that's where it came up. Let me share my screen. All right, yeah, do that for me, Sean. Sean said he finna change it for me. Yeah, change it for me, Sean. And I'm finna change it on my thing here. Appreciate it. And I just actually put the name on here a while ago. Coming back, let me do that now here. All right. Damn. But go ahead, Voss. You had some you finna say something too, won't you, Voss?
I was just gonna say peace to the panel and peace to the listening audience. Sitting here cleaning up, listening at the moment.
Okay.
But peace, everybody.
Yeah. Go in there and change it for me, Sean. Man, please change it for me. I just said I'll change it. I heard you. Okay, just change it. Appreciate it. All right. I'm gonna share my screen as soon as I get back on here. All right. We're gonna jump into it. Share my screen. All right, let me know when my screen is sharing, y'all. Is my screen sharing, y'all?
Not yet. I don't see it sharing yet. On the YouTube, oh here.
Yeah, on the YouTube.
Oh no, it ain't sharing yet.
It's saying sharing right here.
I think it's popping up now. I'm looking
Okay, I
at it.
see it. Yeah,
There you go.
All right. Let me shut off my camera. All right, we're gonna jump into it, man. Like I said, I know a couple of people are doing some other things, but I want to go ahead and get this out the way. Uh, again, the name of the truth, huh?
Oh, just saying, good job, Sean. I see it changed on the shea butter. It changed it.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. The name of the presentation is called West and East Africa Shea Butter, African Woman's Gold. We're going to see why it's called African Woman's Gold, but it's not only African Woman's Gold, it's also gold over here in the United States as well. It's big business over here in the United States, but we'll talk about that a little bit. This is a small presentation I'm going to do. Like I said, shouldn't be no more than about 30 or 40 minutes presentation. This is a presentation that I told the people I was gonna come back and do. I actually did it after I did my uh Bamana presentation. I talked about the Bamana people in Mali, and we didn't go into shea butter, but we talked about shea butter on, well, actually one of the videos I showed, it actually mentioned shea butter a little bit. So, and I kind of touched on it briefly in the presentation. So I said, I'll do a presentation on shea butter, kind of two different types of shea butter. That's why I have West and East Africa shea butter. There are two types of shea butter. Two people may not know there are two types of shea butter, and there are two different colors.
Hey,
Uh,
Kofi,
Go ahead.
didn't you do I feel like I remember you doing a little brief something on shea butter, like how it's made or something.
I talked about it a little bit on the Bamana presentation I did. I did the presentation about a month or two on myself about the Bamana people in Mali, and I touched on it.
Okay.
And then, I just said I just go a little bit more full detail in it, man. And I went on and put this together. All right. Before I get started, I always have to put a disclaimer out here. I am not a teacher, but merely a student sharing information. And that information is provided for the educational purpose only. And if you are in doubt, do the research and have it verified by someone qualified. I reserve the right to change the focus of this presentation to shut down, sell, or exchange the terms of use in my own discretion. All trademark, design rights, copyrights, registers, names, mottos, logos, avatars, or sigmas, or marks, or used it or cited by this website or the property of their respective owners. I reserve the right to add information as it comes available or adapt changes, improve information as it comes available in the future. Input wanted, changes, deletions are encouraged. This is my saying, as I learn, we all learn. My other saying, let's get this culture. So let's get a little bit of this culture about shea butter. Okay, shea butter origin. Where does shea butter come from? Shea butter origin takes us all the way to a beautiful Africa. More specifically, it comes from the so-called African shea butter, as shown here. So this is the shea butter. These are the places that you can find shea butter in West Africa. You see a particular place in Ghana. We'll talk a little bit more about that in Ghana. This is where they get the women get the term as shea butter being gold. This is a place where a lot of the women are able to make a lot of money producing shea butter. All right. Shea butter is produced in roughly 21 countries. Benin, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Central Africa, Republican, Chad, Ethiopian, Eritrea, Ghana, Guyana, Boston, Ivory Coast, Mali, Nigeria, Nigeria, Senegal, Sierra Leone, South Sudan, Togo, Uganda, Democratic Republican of the Congo, Kenya, and Guyana. I may have Guyana on there. I have Guyana on there type, but these are the places that shea butter are produced. They are produced in 21 countries in Africa. All right, here, out of these countries, the most common sources of qualified shea butters are in Ghana, Nigeria, and in northern Uganda. So most of the places that I'm going to be talking about particularly is in Ghana, Nigeria, and in Uganda, West Africa, and East Africa. You can see a map up here, Nigeria. You can see Ghana. Ghana's here, Nigeria here, and Uganda is here, where I had these red arrows at. And again, these are the most common sources, common quality sources for shea butter in these regions here. There are two tree subspecies that yield shea butter nuts. The first is the Vitellera perodoxy, West Coast. This is from West Coast Africa, Ghana, and Nigeria. The second is the Vitellera of Nilotica from East Africa, Uganda. And again, this is specifically, the presentation is going to be based around these three places, because this is where the most of the quality shea butter comes from, is Ghana, Nigeria, and Uganda in East Africa. And they are produced by these two different trees. Again, is the Vitellera perodoxa and the Vitellera nilotica, if I'm pronouncing the names not right. I'm terrible with pronouncing words. These two images right here are the two trees that they produce the shea butter out, where they get the nuts from to produce the shea butter from. Again, this tree is located in West Africa, on the left-hand side where my cursor is. This tree is located in East Africa. And again, this is the Vitellera perodoxy tree. This is the Vitellera nilotica tree. The Vitellera perodoxy formerly, I'm not even finna try to pronounce that word, whatever this word is, but the Vitellera commonly known as shea, as a shea tree, Shea tree, or Vitellera. It is a tree of a Cypasis family. It is the only species in genus Vitellera and is indigenous to Africa. It is indigenous to Africa. The shea fruit consists of a thin, tart, nutrition pulp that surrounds the relative large, oil-rich seeds from which shea butter is extracted. The shea tree is a traditional African fruit plant. It has been claimed to have potentially to improve nutrition, boost food supplies in the annual hunger season, foster rural developments, and the supports of substantial land care. So it says it's an African plant, and it has been claimed to have potentially improved nutrition, boost food supplies, and annual hunger seasons. The tree starts bearing its first fruits when it is 10 to 15 years old. So the tree does not start to bear fruit until it is at least 10 or 15 years old. Full production is obtained when the tree is about 20 to 30 years old. So it's saying the full production of the tree is not obtained until it's about 20 or 30 years old. And right now we're talking about the Vitellera perodoxy tree. This is the tree in West Africa. We're going to talk about the shea butter in West Africa and East Africa. I showed you the 21 countries that produce shea butter, but the most quality shea butter comes out of Ghana and Nigeria, which is in West Africa. And then we're going to talk about the other shea butter, which is produced, the other quality shea butter, which is produced in East Africa, particularly Uganda. It is then produced nuts for up to 200 years. The fruits resembles large plums and takes 4 to 6 months to ripen. The average yield is 15 to 20 kilograms and fresh fruit per trees, with optimum yields up to 45 kilograms. Each kilogram of fruit gives approximately 400 grams of dry seeds. Keep that in mind. Uganda. So now we're talking about the other tree, the Vitellera nilotica. The Uganda wondrous and little known tree, the Vitellera nilotica, grow wild and is abundant in northern Uganda. Yield as the succulent and rich fruit, which is enjoyed locally and is also dried to be processed into something that the world categorized as shea butter. The Vitellera nilotica tree grows
about 10 to 15 meters in height, takes a length 40 years to start bearing fruit on average. It has white flowers that clusters at the end of the shoot, and its leaves as long, wavy strips of bold, luminous green. Nuts are encased in berries, which falls to the ground and are picked by local Nilotic women and their children. Unfortunately, the harvest season for shea butter lasts only 3 months during the year, but the Nilotic fruit bears butter creates from the shea fruit lasts for up to 4 years. Difference between the tree species. So we're still talking about the two different trees, the two different species of trees. We're talking about the Nilotica, and we're talking about the paradox. One is produced in East Africa, one is produced in West Africa. Each of the two tree species produce slightly different butters. Shea butter from West Africa is more dense and clay-like, while the shea produced in East Africa is creamy. Other than that, both butters are comparable in terms of quality and nutrition content. The use: shea butter is mainly used in the cosmetic industry for skin and hair related products. So we see that a lot over here in the United States. Shea butter over here is big business. You see people are using shea butter and all of their products over here. They're using shea butter to wash their they putting shea butter in their shampoo products, they putting shea butter in their lotion products, they putting shea butter just about in anything that you can name, any type of moisturizer, lip gloss, and etc. So shea butter is mainly used as a cosmetic industry for skin. It is hair related products, lip gloss, skin moisturizer cream, and emulsion of hair conditioners for dry and brittle hair. It is also used by soap makers and massagers or manufacturers. And you see that a lot too in the soaps. I bought shea butter soap in the past and some massage oil that has shea butter in them as well. Typically in a small amount because it has plenty of unsappable sapium fables, and higher amounts results in softer soaps that have less clean abilities. Some artisan soaps make use shea butters in an amount of 25%, with the European Union regulating the maximum use around 28%, but it is rarely the case in commercially produced soap due to its high cost compared to oils like palm oil and pomades, olive oil. It is an excellent emollient for dry skin. No evidence shows it is a cure, but it is evident of the pain associated with tightness and itchiness. You go. In some African countries, such as Benin, shea butter is used for cooking oil. Yes, shea butter is also used for cooking oil. I have some also, but I had never tried to cook with it. I got some in my shelf right now that was given to me as a waterproofing wax for hairdressing, for candles. Hold on one second. Let me get Brother Panther in here.
Yeah, Kofi, I ain't never heard of it being used as you could cook with it, but
I what's crazy is I think I got some from my stepmother, my mom, I mean my mom, my dad's wife gave me some. I think that was Francis that gave me that. I done had it for like a whole year, man. It's sitting in my cabinet now. I can cook with it, but I never used it. Peace, Brother Panther. You can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, is it the same as the one that you apply to your skin, or is it like a little bit more wet?
It's thick. You have to melt it. The one that I have, it's in a jar. You have to take it just like you get that Crisco grease. You know, it's white, it's creamy. You take it and you put it in the pan, and then you put the temperature on it, and then it melts into an oil. It's the same way it looked that it's in that glass, and it looked like Crisco oil to me. But I'm gonna show some pictures of it, and I'm gonna get into a little bit of the different colors, because one color is different. Like in East Africa, you will see the texture of its color, and then in West Africa, you will see the different texture of it as well. So it looked different, but it gives about the same the same benefits. Again, in some African countries, such as Benin, shea butter is used for cooking oil as a waterproofing wax for hairdressing and candle making, and it is a ingredient of medicine ointment. It is used by makers of a traditional African percussion instrument to increase the durability of the wood. And see, this was something I didn't know until I was researching too. They use it also on the instruments to increase the durability of the wood, such as carved the jujumbe shells, dry calabash gourds, and leather tuning the scraps. In the UK and other countries, it is incorporated into assorted tissue products such as toilet paper. So now you start, and excuse the typo, I forgot to put the R on there. You also see it in the toilet paper. That's why I say that shea butter is big business. Again, particularly in Ghana, they call it, the women call it gold over there. This is an opportunity, a time when the season comes for them to make a lot of money over there in West Africa. And then now it has been incorporated into the United States, where it is big businesses. I got introduced to it once I got into the so-called country's community and started to get around other sisters, and sisters started to tell me about shea butter. Hey, use this shea butter. So use this shea butter moisturize. And then the more I started to see, it's in everything. They got it in the hair products. They using it in the lip gloss. And then I eventually bought some massage oil. This woman that actually gets the shea butter, and then she makes her own massage oil. I bought some of that one time before. And then eventually I just got some cooking oil. I didn't even know that you can use it for cooking oil, but they also use it for the wood. The durability of the wood when in Africa to make certain things. But again, it's big businesses. You can see it now. They have it tied into the toilet paper. So now you can buy toilet paper that has shea butter in it also. If I can go to the next slide. Okay. Yeah, all right. Hold on, let me go back. All right. Medical. Shea butter is something used as a base of medical ointment. Some of the isolated chemicals constitutes are reported to have anti-inflammatory, immoral of, what is that? Humectant properties. Shea butters has been used as a sunblock lotion, and some is compartments have limited capacity to absorb ultraviolet radiation. So they are saying that, and I may have to do a little bit more research on that, but they are also saying that you can use shea butter as some type of sunblock lotion. In Ghana, shea butters are locally known as the and we got Bro Ben on here. Bro Ben know how to pronounce words better than I do. Cause I turn them up, but it looks like Kepa Kahili. Am I pronouncing that right, Brother Ben?
Yeah, that's looks like it. Yeah.
Okay.
Kahili.
Okay. It is
What is
something.
that? A con?
Yeah, that's the con.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's close enough.
Yeah, it's some type of raw cream. In the Dabani, it is called nukutu or nuku. It is either used as a food product or peeled as lotions to protect the skin during dry Harmattan seasons. The shea nut tree is also called tanani, taansi, and the fruit is called taani, Tama. The current northern regional capital, Tamale, derives its name from the combination of the word Tama or Yili, meaning the town of shea butter. In Nigeria, shea butter is used for the management of sinusitis and relief of nasal congestion. So they use that. So that was something else that I didn't know. They use that for congestion. It is a massage into the joints and other parts of the body where the pain occurs. So there are many benefits from shea butter. How is shea butter? How is shea butter made? All right, and again, we talked about the two different trees a while ago. We talked about the tree in West Africa, where you get most of your quality shea butter, which is Ghana and Nigeria. But again, there are 21 countries in Africa that produce shea butter, but this is where you get your quality shea butter, Ghana, Nigeria, and then your other quality shea butter that you get from Uganda and East Africa. So we talked about the two trees. We talked about the Vitella paradox tree, which is in West Africa, that they get these shea butter nut, where they get these nuts from off these trees. And we also know that in Uganda, you have the Veratella nilotica. If I'm pronouncing the name, this is the tree that they get there, that they produce their shea butter off in East Africa. So these are the nuts right here that they is in a. Hold on, let me get my brother Sutek in here. Okay. All right. Can you hear us, brother Sutek? You in? Brother Sutek. I guess he in here. Let me know if he it says he, hold on. Well, if he ain't, he'll raise his hand again, but I think I got him in here. He might have dropped off. But these are the nuts. These are the nuts that they pick from those trees. All right. From May to August, harvest of shea fruit occurs. After collection fruits, the fruit skin is removed and the nuts have to be well dried before they are taken to the manufacturer for process. One shade tree can produce around 40 kilos of fresh fruit, depends on the tree size and whether the condition. And a few slides back, we know that those trees between 10 to 15 years to start producing. For them their full potential, it has to be around 20 to 30 years year old tree in order for them to start picking the fruit from the trees. The process of shea butter production is very long and difficult. Ghanese women are using traditional methods, and almost a whole shea butter production process is made solely with hands. Just like centuries ago, women usually work together and helps each other, which makes the workers work easier. More interesting and relaxed, women in Ghana gather under a big tree outside compounds where they can be protected from the malicious sun and works from the early morning to the late afternoons. Here on this side, you can see an image where you will see where a lot of them start together before they start to produce the shea butter, shaving the skin and et cetera off the tree, the different methods that they use to produce the tree. So they gather around these small trees. Gather around big trees. When shade nuts are dry, shells have to be removed. So again, this is another image of the shea butter nut or fruit. When shade nuts are dry, shells have to be removed. The only way to removing shells is to crack them with stones or other hard materials. Shade nuts are then washed again and dried under the sun. Afterward, nuts are broken into small pieces. In a past, women used to grind nuts with their hands using mortars and pestles. Nowadays, they mostly take them to the grinder machine, which really really faculties and speeds up the process. So basically, back in the days, again, they would use stones and stuff to break the nuts up into pieces. Now they take them to faculties where it speeds up the process. As the slide says, so on this side, you can see them here as they start to mix. I forgot the process of what they call once they start to grind. You can see here where you have some of the shea butter has already been grinded. They put them to a process where it looked like mud. I forgot the process. Once nuts are fleshed or crushed, they are roasted on fires. So you can see the elder woman on this side here, she is now starting to roast the crushed fruit. That is why the final product has a pleasant roasting scent. Roasted fragments are then taken to the grinding machine again, where with a special process, thick paste is obtained. After this process phase, the most difficult parts follows. You can see again right here, another sister here. She is got the fruit up under the heat now. She is cooking the fruit. Women puts paste in a big basil, sits it in a shadow, and churn the paste with one hand. Water is added gradually, most often by small children who are supposed to help their mothers. So you can see here, it becomes this pasty form. They keep adding water and they churn and continue to churn the shea butter, but this is not the final product. This is not what it's going to look like once it get done. It's not going to have this color. Women churn the heavy paste for the butter oil separates from water. Afterward, butter oil is carefully removed and put into a bowl of boiling water under a low fire. When the butter oil melts under the high temperature, women scoops off the oil, then floats to the top of the bowl. Liquid is then strained in order to remove all of the unwanted impurities and put into a big basil. These basil has to have saved in a cool and dark place for a minimal half of a day so that the oil becomes thick and ready to use and sell. So you can see there is a big process that they have to go through. Okay, everybody on here. A long process that they have to go to in making the shea butter. Let me go to the next slide. I don't know why it won't move by its own. Hold on. All right, make sure. Refined and unrefined raw shea butter. So you have two different types of shea butter. You have refined shea butter and you have unrefined raw shea butter. And a lot of this are what I'm going to show y'all. Those that might be in the streets might have been street pharmacists at one time. You know, it looked like that narcotic that we used to sell. So here you have refined and unrefined raw shea butter. From this point, additional process of the shea butter may occur, but out of women, shea butter cooperative. Shea butter is sometimes filtered in order to remove possible impurities. Also, with the further purification, like cleaning and bleaching, its smells, compositions, and colors are abolished. This kind of butter is called refined shea butter, and it has no smell and typically white snowy color. You know, through the process, like, and even certain shea butters that you get that we buy, it has a certain type of fragrance, a certain type of smell. So you have the refined shea butter that has they use a certain type of purification thing, and then they do some type of bleaching where it changes into this color that we have over here. Is snowy white looking color. It has no type of smell. This is what they call refined shea butter over here to the left. When shea butter is not filtered in any way but sold directly from the point when the woman finished the process, it is called raw or unrefined shea butter. It has nutty and roasty smell and ivory or deeply yellow color. So on this side, you can see where you have the unrefined shea butter. This is the process here. Once they get through with pulling the nuts down, drying them out, peeling them, busting them, breaking them into pieces, cooking them, recooking them once they get them to separate the oils and et cetera, et cetera. This is the final product. Then no other things are bleaching it, going through some other type of purification stage. This here is what they call unrefined, this yellow. So you got the yellow, which is the unrefined shea butter. And on the right-hand side, you have the redefined shea butter. So those are two different types of shea butter. One has a fragrant, roasty smell. One has no smell at all. In Ghana, women make yellow and ivory color shea butter. The only difference is in color. Although the yellow color shea butter is very bright, which makes it unnatural on the first sight, it does not mean it's not natural. Contrary to make yellow shea butter type, women add roots of the African Baratutu tree that adds color to the butter into deep yellow and kurakumi, whatever that is. So we know how the redefined shea butter get its color through the bleaching, white. So they get their yellow color from the Bararuti tree that adds this yellowish color to the shea butter. In Ghana, the women make, oh, I already read that. Okay. And just another picture, you have here the yellow and you have the white. Again, the yellow would be the unrefined shea butter, and the white will be the redefined shea butter. Ghana and Burkina Faso are mostly likely the leading in shea butter. In rural areas in the northern Ghana, women in every family are involved into shea butter process. Not only women, even small kids and young girls help their mothers. So I put a picture over here on the side. You can see the young prince and the young princess over here churning. Well, she watching and he churning the shea butter. When shaved nuts are ready to collect, women and their children go to pick up much nuts as they can. Later on during the process itself, children, even very small ones, are also present to help their mothers and learn from them. Young girls from the age of 12 are supposed to know how to make shea butter from the beginning to the end of the process. In short, women and children are responsible to harvest, process, and sell the shea butter. So here you can see here that the children are also responsible for harvesting and processing the shea butter. In northern Ghana, the processing of shea butter is reserved for women. It gives them the opportunity to generate an income, or more likely to present women's only income source. That is why shea butter is often referred to as women gold. Yes, at this time, between the 2 to 3 months of them harvesting and producing the shea butter, this is an opportunity for the women in that country to make a nice piece of change, a nice piece of income for their families. Because again, Ghana, I mean not Ghana, but shea butter is big business. It's not only big business in Africa, but it is big business over here as well. That's why you see so many manufacturing companies have latched on to shea butter and started to try to make shea. I mean, are now implementing shea butters into a lot of their products. Big business. Man, that's it, man. I told you I wasn't gonna keep you long. I just wanted to kind of talk to y'all about kind of go a little bit further in the process on how they make the shea butter, where shea butter was actually originated. We know shea butter originated in Africa. 21 countries produce shea butter. There are the quality shea butter comes out of Nigeria, Ghana, which is in West Africa. They also quality shea butter comes out of Uganda, which is in East Africa. There are two types of trees that produce the fruit to make the shea butter. You have the Vitelera paradox, which is in West Africa, and you have the Vitelera nilotica tree, which is produced in East Africa. I wanted to kind of walk y'all through the process of how they actually make the shea butter and the benefits of using shea butter and what all products shea butter are in. These are the few sources that I got. The Shea, I mean my got the information from my presentation from. I forgot to put. I also got some information from actually the Bamana people. I can't think of the brother name. I have to go back and add that in there. But y'all also heard the brother speak when I did the Bamana people presentation, where I kind of touched on where he actually touched on when I showed the video when they was actually talking about the Bamana people in Mali and how they resisted Islam for a long period of time. But they also produce shea butter in Mali as well, and that was one of the 21 countries also. But again, the quality shea butter comes from out of Ghana, Nigeria, and in Uganda, which is in East Africa, man. If anybody got any questions on the panel, anybody in the chat, we got 18 people in the chat. Yeah. NBA is live and trying to view to come over there. NBA is live. I'm trying to get them views to come. Well, we threw sis. I said I wasn't gonna hold them too long. I just threw a few slides together, man. Peace to everybody in the chat that's watching. Brother Ben, you still on the panel?
Yeah, I'm here.
You ever see while you was over there the process of them making shea butter, or even seen one of those trees that I talked about, especially in Nigeria over there? When I know, because you've been to Nigeria, ain't you?
No, I never been to Nigeria.
Oh, you've been to Senegal. Where are you been, brother? Ben? Senegal.
Senegal, Johannesburg, Egypt, and Egypt twice. Yeah. Egypt twice, Johannesburg, and Senegal.
Yeah.
In Senegal, they call shea butter karate. I don't know why, but we went to a market, and a wife brought me to this vendor, and they were asking him, was it shea butter? And he kept saying karate. So I picked it up and I smelled it. I said, yeah, this is shea butter. So we bought, a couple of blocks, because they break them up for you right in front of you.
Yeah.
And it was definitely shea butter. So they just call it something different in Senegal. To my knowledge, the unrefined liquefies. I think it's the unrefined that liquefies easy, and they use it for the lamps that you was talking about.
Okay.
I know they do that with palm oil.
Right.
In Yoruba tradition, to get the unrefined and then put them in the lamps. So yeah, a lot of different uses. I can't just go straight shea on my skin every day, but I know people that do. But I got to get something else. My skin kind of dry. I got to make sure I got something else other than the shea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm with you on that, man. I be having to mix it up as well, man. Especially
I can't go straight shea.
Yeah, I use I mix it up with some coconut oil.
Oh, you mix it with the shea, the coconut oil with the shea?
No, I'm saying like if I don't do shea that day, I'll do coconut oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. I ain't used it in a while. I need to get some more. I use it because I got dry skin too, and especially around my face. I was using it around my face, around my side of my nose, up under my eyebrows. That's the place where it's so dry. It gets so dry where my skin start peeling on in them areas. So I used to get it and put it on my face a lot, man. It kept kept those areas that got super dry and peeling, man. It worked pretty good for me on my face. I didn't put it all over my body. I just bought it for my face because my face is, if it's not in certain places on my face, it's super oily, like my forehead in the middle of my nose stay oily, but the rest of my face it stays super dry, and around my nose again and up under my eyebrows for some reason, man, it just stay super dry, man. If I don't keep nothing on them, man, I'll be scratching my skin off because it be peeling so bad, man. Yeah, we talked about that, brother Marcel. Hotel Shea butter is primarily found and used, and it's not just primarily found in West Africa. You can you can find shea butter in East Africa as well. You can look in Ethiopia. Ethiopia produce shea butter. Uh, so many other places. Shea. I showed a list of names. It was like 21 countries, but the most quality shea butter is in West and East Africa, particularly three countries: Ghana, Nigeria, and Uganda and East Africa. That's where their quality produce shea butter is it. Trying to see if we got any more questions. That was Brother Marcel. A peace to you, Brother Marcel. Trying to see if everybody else just chatting. I love butter. Oh, that's my beautiful baby. Hey baby. She might be gone now. She was on there. Hey baby. My baby was in the chat. That's all right. Support your man. But I don't see any more questions. Everybody just commenting and talking, man. Like I said, I wasn't gonna hold y'all too long. Just a little small presentation. I promise. Yeah, you late, brother Marcel. Go back in the archive, man, and check it out, man. Like I said, it's probably a 40-minute presentation. Maybe a little bit less than that, because I kind of talked a little bit before we got into it and shared the show a little bit before I got into it. So it's not a long presentation. So, you can go back and check it out, man. Kind of walk, kind of check it out and see what you get out of it, man. Anybody else, man, on the panel, man, before I end the show and this evening, come back this evening, brother Sean, he has a show on the Mossy today at, I think it's at 5. I think he's going live at 5 o'clock. He was in the chat, but I think it's at 5. I think he told me at 5. It's either at 5 or 6 o'clock. He has I don't know if it's a presentation or just another open discussion bill, maybe another open discussion bill. I'm not sure. But I think it's at 5 o'clock on the Mossy Warrior Clan.
Who that, Kofi?
Sean, he got some he gonna do it.
Tell Sean to share the link. Quit holding it hostage.
It's that's over with. He you see he shared the last one, so it's over. He said he wasn't able to share. He had been in Facebook jail. He couldn't share nothing. He couldn't do nothing. So he couldn't even share the link in the chat. And that's unless that's a lie he shot to me. I don't know. But after that,
his head growing. His head growing.
Yeah, but after that, after that he shot the link though. He shot the link the bill he had the other day. And actually I wanted to come back and do something, but I'm gonna hold tight with that because the bill that I was on where he shot the link in and we was talking about the language, we were talking about the language in the Dagger Squad. I was asking why the Dagger Squad was talking about the Middle on their channel, whatever it was, but the discussion he had, it kind of gave me an idea for something I was gonna have an open discussion on the Masa today about education. So I'm just gonna put together a presentation on education, pre-colonial education. What was the education like, or what was the education like before Africa was colonized? So I had kind of wanted to talk about that and the state of the education is for as the conscious community. Are we really being educated? Do we want to be educated? So I will kind of still base it around what I was going to do today, which was going to kind of be like an open discussion bill. But I'm going to put together like a whole presentation. I want to show how before Africa was colonized, what was their educational system? What was it based around? What did they have to learn? What did they have to obtain, et cetera, et cetera? And then after what happened after that, why they're not so-called educated the same anymore once colonization came into existence. And then even after colonization, what happened when the missionaries came into Africa and started to set up these different types of schools and what their educational base. I'm just gonna give a whole presentation on that from the start, before colonization, their educational system, during colonization, and then uh, right when we get into the late 18th century, early 19th century, and talk about the missionaries coming in, these different missionaries, and talk about some of the schools and how they went about educating uh, those that they set these schools and stuff in, man. So I'm a
You gonna add the Islamic influence into it too?
yeah, I can put that in there too. Yeah, I'll put that in there too, man. So I'm in the
Yeah, that'd be
process.
dope.
Yeah, so I'm in the process of working on that, man. So I just want to get some visuals instead of just making a whole for open discussion, which I like the open discussions that we have. Those are good bills that we have too, man. So but I just want to just put some visuals out there, man, show some visuals, you know what I'm saying, and put some sources up there so people can see the sources and go through the sources or go read it for themselves or go look at these articles. Uh, Go check out some of these books. So I'm in the process. I'm probably start working on that too. And hopefully, I don't know. I may have to do it, but I got brother Ben on here now. I'm just waiting on brother Ben. We got I'm waiting on this Fataru presentation again. My whole objective for 2020 is, and this is just my opinion. My objective for 2020 is to get us out of saying African spirituality. Get us out of that and start saying the names. And we're going to talk about the Igbo people. We're going to say the Odenani. We talk about the people, the Yoruba people. We want to mention Ifo. We talk about the Kamp. We want to talk about the Akun. We talk about the Chui. We want to talk about the Gulu Wonkulu. Whatever it is, we want to mention it by that indigenous name and get out of the African spirituality. Even though I know why we say African spirituality is a coin phrase from the diaspora African. But I got Brother Panther on here. I'm just waiting on him to get some time to let me know so we can do this Fataru presentation by the Sira people in Senegal. This is another indigenous tradition, that we trying to bring. And I done brung you a bunch of them, so it ain't no excuses. Now I done put about 6 or 7 out already as promised. So this is the next installment of another indigenous African tradition. Go ahead, Brent Panther, you got your mic open.
Yeah. I need to get with you about scheduling that. A Fatarug tradition comes out of Senegambia, amongst the Sahara people, the people of my ancestry through my father's side. Lots of tradition there, lots of culture, lots of just different types of ritual and music and dance and, like any other culture. But it's probably one you haven't heard of. Unless you're an avid researcher, you probably won't hear about it. But yeah, it's a beautiful culture. We did some work. I personally been to a few of the sites that will be in the presentation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we just gotta schedule that out, and we'll be bringing that to you guys. And I think it's a beautiful culture. You will recognize some similar motifs that are in other African cultures. And the thing about the Senegambians, and I always say this, when you study West Africa and how different empires or kingdoms or tribes came together, you'll understand Egypt more, because the same thing happened in Egypt. It wasn't just one type of people that showed up and was like, "Oh, we're gonna build all this stuff." That was many different tribes, if you will, of people coming together and building something that worked for them. And it's no different with the Surrey people or the Sahur people, because the deeper you get into their tradition, you'll start to see that the further you go back, you'll have different names for their supreme deity. And they just kind of settled on one because all of these tribes were converging upon the same area. And that's happened over and over and over and over in African traditions. So, you know, it's kind of like the same script, but different creations. So we'll be bringing that to you guys soon. I just got to work out my work schedule. But yes, we will be bringing y'all another spiritual system that you probably never heard of.
Yeah, I'm ready too. It's fire too. And doing that, my research, I found out that Brother Ben's last name is one of the clans of the Sahara people. You know, he just mentioned a group of people which if you study African culture, you will see through migration, different people coming into some of the same eras. So I found out that one of the clans in the Sahara people or the San people or Sarah people is Injai. That's correct, ain't it, bro, Ben?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Sahur by birth.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a Sahur last name. It's not uncommon in the Senegambia area for people to be born with Sahur last names, or because the Wolof, the Sahur, the Sini, so many different tribes in that area, they all share names. So since they share names, you could quite possibly be born with a name that belongs to a spiritual system in that area. Since my name is Njai, the totem for that is a lion. So when they talk about the Njais, as far as in the Sahur tradition, they make lion noises and sounds and pay homage to lions because that's just the totem for my last name. Different other last names got other totems like antelopes and hares. And,
let them get the presentation,
and,
Panther. Let them get the you talking. You give me some information in the presentation.
I don't know what you got in your presentation. You ain't let me see it.
I'm gonna send it to you today. When we get off. I'm gonna send it to you today. Yeah, that's it.
Long story short, yeah, I got a Sahur last name.
Yeah.
For people that think that I made up my last name, I get asked that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Who gave you your last name? My father.
Yep, and that's how you spell it too. Sutek, yeah, that's right. Fataru. I might be pronouncing it wrong too. Fataru.
Yeah, it just means way of Rug. That's it.
Yeah. So be looking forward to that's coming pretty soon as well. So when we locked and loaded, we got a lot of stuff, man, coming to Kofi Pieside TV.
Oh, I forgot to tell you that. I actually joined the Sahara Resource Center recently.
Oh no, you can tell me that. No.
Yeah, actually.
Shoot, that's what's up.
Yeah, I'm in contact with one of the guys, so I want to help them get and preserve the culture. So it's just a little side project that I'm into.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, brother Ben, stay contacted and connected with a lot of people over there. I'm gonna get like him one day. I'm gonna stop. Maybe he'll make me with him one day. I'll stop hating on him. I was hating on him pretty bad, man. But I said if I stop hating, he might take you with him, Kofi. Yeah, man, that's one of my things too. My goal this year too, man. My goal, I got so many goals I'm trying to do. I'm gonna make sure I get them done this year too, man. One of my goals is to definitely. I want to go to. My first stop is I want to go to Ghana. I want to go to Ghana 1 week, and I want to do this all in one trip. I want to go to Ghana 1 week, and then the next week I want to leave Ghana and then go to Nigeria and go to those 2 places. So I'm going to try to make that happen this year. Once, especially since I found out that my mother's family descends from Ghana, and my father's family descends from that landmass of Nigeria. So I want to go check out those 2 places over there, and I also want to go, but I know that's not going to be attainable for me to try to even go back to Kenya. And then I mentioned Uganda in the other presentation. Kenya is where my father's people migrated from Kenya into Nigeria, and then my mother's also in East Africa and Uganda. They migrated from Uganda Uganda into Ghana. So I want to be able to visit those places too as well, but it may not be 2020, but definitely I hope this year I'm able
taking
to.
the year off. You go ahead. I'm taking a year off from traveling.
Man, if I could, bro, I wouldn't. That's my main objective that I want to do. That's my main goal is to.
You go ahead. I'm picking it up in 2021. I'll go back to Africa in 2021. 2020, I'm going nowhere.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I gotta get to some of those places over there, man, and get on the grounds, man, and talk to some people, man, and get my own primary evidence from over there, primary information from over there too, for some of those places, man. But again, man, appreciate everybody for tuning in today. Again, come check out Monster Warrior Clan YouTube channel at 5 or 6 o'clock. Brother NRX Sean Calfunny will be going live today from Monster Channel. Again, appreciate y'all from checking out the presentation today. Again, hopefully I had to put some fire behind some other brothers from the family of Sutek and Vasa and Satep and Ra, to Brother T'Challa. Even though we need to check up on Brother T'Challa, man.
You just in the chat a couple of streams ago.
Brother T'Challa?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We I'm gonna have to give him a call, man, because T'Challa, when he go quiet like that, some personal stuff be going on. And I'm gonna have to check. I ain't talked to him in a few months, man. I know at least 3 months. So I'm gonna have to give him. I'm calling today, man, and get y'all brothers to put some more of that good heat out, man. Put some more good heat out on the channel, man.
I got some fire coming, man. I got Reptiles in Africa, part 1 and part 2, and I got reptiles. I'm gonna be talking about turtles, snakes, crocodiles, and chameleons in the culture of Africa. And I got one on the Sunni dynasty of Songhai coming too. So yeah, I'm gonna be having some heat coming.
Yeah, yes, indeed. We'll be waiting for it, man. I'm gonna have to call Satep. He quiet now. I'm gonna have to call him. I'm gonna call him on the phone. But yeah, man. But again, man, appreciate y'all, man, for tuning in, man. And we'll see y'all, man, next time, man. Black African Power, man. Duau. And we out, man. Till the next time.
Peace.